Children, in this video, we will discuss in detail about the various political causes for the revolt of 1857. The main reason was the policy of annexation, particularly doctrine of lands. It was initiated by Dalhousie. By applying this doctrine of lands, Dalhousie annexed various kingdoms like Nagpur, Udaipur, Jaipur, and even Jhansi also he annexed by applying this doctrine of lands. What was this doctrine of lands? If any Indian king dies without leaving his natural height, then the kingdom would be annexed to the Britishers. So under this policy, Britishers did not allow Indian kings to adopt a son for their natural heir. Some of the Indian kings who were not having their sons, so they could adopt. That is our tradition. According to the Indian tradition, if people do not have their own son, they can adopt from their nearest relatives, or they can adopt a son to their. But Britishers, particularly Lord Dalhousie, applied this doctrine of lapse policy, particularly to those Indian kings who already signed the Treaty of Subsidiary Alliance. This policy was applied to those Indian kings who have signed the Treaty of Subsidiary Alliance. So, if any king who signed the Treaty of Subsidiary Alliance and he dies without having his own son, his kingdom would be annexed to the Britishers. Like that, Lord Dalhousie annexed so many Indian kingdoms, Udaipur, Jaipur, Nagpur, even Jhansi also. Kingdom of Jhansi was also annexed by applying this doctrine of lapse. That was the reason Jhansi Lakshmi Bai fought against the Britishers during this revolt of 1857. So that is one main reason, which was a political reason responsible for causing the revolt of 1857. Some of the Indian kings who have lost their kingdoms, they fought against the Britishers. And one more reason was, we can discuss under the political causes, the British signed many treaties with the Indian kings and Nawabs, but violated them according to their convenience. So they did not keep up their promises. They signed so many treaties. For example, they denied pension to Nana Sahib. Some other people, they promised them that they would be given pension. For example, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam was promised that he would be given 26 lakhs Indian rupees per annum as a pension, but later on they denied him. So like that, many treaties they signed with the Indian kings and Nawabs, but they did not keep up their promises. They violated freely as according to their convenience. They did not keep up their promises. Because of this, many Indian kings and Nawabs fought against the East India Company during the revolt of 1857. When the Sipai meeting was started, many Indian kings and Nawabs also joined hands with them and fought against the British. And lastly, the policy of subsidiary alliance system. This policy was initiated by Lord Wellesley. According to this policy, this Lord Wellesley would give military aid to the Indian kings. Any Indian kings needs the support of the Britishers, then they would offer their military to them on one condition, that they should pay for it. Either any Indian king wanted to take the support of the Britishers, he should sign the agreement under the policy of subsidiary alliance system. For this, they have to hand over some territory or they have to pay the British in terms of money. So, like this, many Indian rulers have joined this subsidiary alliance system. The first Indian ruler who joined the subsidiary alliance system was Nawab of Awadh. And the second Indian ruler who joined this subsidiary alliance system was Nizam of Hyderabad. Actually, the Indian kings who joined this system, actually they lost their independence. So they not only lost their territory, they lost their economic resources, but also lost their independence. So like that we can discuss these three important causes can be grouped as political causes. In the next video, we will discuss about the economic causes.